Planning a trip to Portugal? Whether you're exploring Lisbon, surfing in Ediceto, or road tripping through the Alentejo, staying connected is essential. I use Airalo every time I travel, even on some surfboat trips, adventures to the Maldives. So when we connected to collaborate, I was really genuinely happy. Airalo's eSIMs give you instant data the moment you land in a foreign country. No queues, no physical SIM cards, just seamless, reliable coverage. Travel smarter, stay connected, download Airalo before your next adventure. Follow this link in the show notes to get connected today. This is Justin West from Podcast Portugal. I'm absolutely stoked to be here with the Talha Mafia. I'm in an area of Alentejo called Vidigueira de Frades.
Vila de Frades.
Vila de Frades, okay, pronounce it. And this is the capital of some of the best wines that come out of the Alentejo region. I'm sat here right now with which wine is this? It's a beautiful white wine.
Yes, it's Muscat. The name of the wine is Muscat. It's a production of 2023. We only did 513 bottles, actually. And it's a very nice white that we're really proud because it has a good acidity, not so much alcohol, and it's really fresh in the mouth.
Yeah.
So this is one of our, let's say, weapons.
Yeah, exactly. So let's rewind a little bit because we went straight into the wine as we probably should do. But let's introduce who we got here. Who are the members of the family? The family we've got sitting around here. We have Joel, who I know you actually sold my apartment or helped me sell my apartment in Lagos. And we've got sitting to your left is who?
My name is Rui,
aka
Careta.
Bom dia.
The members.
Great.
I'm a brother-in-law of Joel.
Perfect.
And
Rui, I've been explained because the Talha Mafia. For those who don't know, the Talha is a type of big ceramic pot that's almost looks Roman almost. And Rui draws the short straw, literally because he has to get inside and clean them out every year.
I'm the most smaller.
Yeah. And to his left we have Ismael.
Yeah.
Prazer.
Nice to meet you.
And to his left...
Yeah, I just have like a small explanation to do.
Okay.
Last night was a bit wild, that's why I'm a bit franky, but it'll go better.
That's okay. You're going to feel good after this class, I think. You know, in English we call it hair of the dog. And to his left we have who?
And Rui.
Rui.
Another one.
Perfect. And these guys, and plus we are missing
Two other members.
Two other members of the Mafia.
Yes, Michael Garrity with the nickname Mickey G. We call it Mickey G.
Yeah.
And João Paulo.
Okay. So
we call it GP.
They're here in spirit. Let's raise a glass to the two guys they're missing. Mickey G and Paulo.
Yeah.
Cheers. Saúde.
Cheers.
Saúde.
Cheers to them. Cheers to Mafia.
Cheers to the Mafia. Yeah. And so that's, it's a super cool brand name. And actually what the brand and the naming is very modern. And yet when I'm looking around here, and people will be able to see from the photos that I'm going to put online, you have a lot of very traditional methods here. And I think it definitely gives a character to the wine. And I like that idea that you've got a very modern take, a modern brand, but you're also respecting some of the great traditions of Alentejo winemaking. So what brought you guys together? And, what's going on? How did you get to this point making these fantastic wines?
Yeah, that's actually the main concern of our project. It's all about brotherhood. It's a brotherhood that we have, and we found out that one of the members recently had bought a cellar in the middle of the Alentejo, and then one talked to the other talked to the other, and then we were when we realized we were sitting on the table, having conversations of embracing this very ancestral method of making wine in the middle of the Alentejo, and it was actually a very nice idea, because with that we could bring the friends and family more often together around on the method in a process that it was making it was starting to be disappearing in Alentejo. It's a very ancestral tradition that we didn't want it to let it die. So yeah, it's that's how it started, and it's this symbiosis of making us being together again more often, and on the way to promote and continuing with this giving life to this method of production, this type of wine. I personally fell in love with this method. It's really interesting. I will pass maybe the word to my brother as well.
No worries. Hi guys. No, it's important to explain a little bit. So basically, we're like friends and family. We know each other from like little kids. We grew up on the same street, basically. So it's like we have like a strong bond and connection. So that's what my brother was saying. João Paulo had bought this wine cellar. We found out, and we just basically started to come every weekend, and basically to run away from the routine. And we found out this wonderful place with this wonderful tradition, and that's it. We try to honor the tradition and basically introducing our own rules. Our actually one of our mottos is breaking the rules, honor the tradition.
Yeah.
And that's it. And this project is basically and will continue forever, because that's the reason why we actually are that often together.
And
otherwise we will not see each other as often. So this is such a lovely project. Yeah.
I can see a big, beautiful table here made of thick wood. And I can see that it's definitely a gathering place for you guys, and a nice little spot here with a nice fireplace. And I can see that, how you guys are all getting together. You want to stay in touch. You're coming back to the roots of your family, the area here, and and you come up with this beautiful idea. I think it's very nice. So what distinguishes the Talha process? Because we have, I visited other wineries, and they have various different methods, from steel to oak, French oak, or other oak barrels, and giant clay pots. I've even seen people put them in cement pots, which give a certain characteristic to the wine. So what differentiates the Talha wines, and where is the history, and what is the history here in Alentejo of this winemaking?
Well, Vila de Frades is it's in the map like the capital of the Talha wine, and we can find a museum actually in the village to visit, and it's very well structured. You can find out how the method it works, and this museum is actually on the it was done by the town hall in the under we are trying to be UNESCO heritage. We are this process, this method of doing wine is a candidate of receiving the UNESCO heritage classification. So
Okay. And this is because of the historical importance of the characteristics of the process.
It was brought by the Romans 2,000 years ago to the middle of the Alentejo, and that's why I fell in love with this method. It's story. It's like we are doing the same way like the Romans did 2,000 years ago, and it's special. It's a niche, and otherwise, if it was just to do another bottle of wine, I would probably not to stand on the shovel. I will not probably not being embraced in this project, but because of the specialty, the naturality, the artisanal of it,
the passion. You know, I mean, you're not going for supermarkets, and you're not going for. You know, you're going for a special experience,
and all even the stamping, the feeling, it's all artisanal. It's not industrialized, and that is very very unique. But I can pass.
And it's also like I understand it's a natural wine as well. There's natural processes going on here. So, what is a natural wine compared to, say, something that's more of a supermarket type wine?
I would say that it's like here in Portugal, as you must know, we have really nice wines. So don't get me wrong, but we don't do wines as a recipe, you know. And currently, wineries do this. Okay, I want this kind of profile on the wine, and we'll introduce this yeast in this. So basically, it's almost like a recipe. Here, tiny wines is what you see, is what you get, and what you get from the vineyards is basically what you get on the wine. So every year the wine is different, right? Sometimes you have good years, sometimes you have bad years because of the vineyard as well. So it's such a authentic in that way because sometimes you drink a wine from several years and it all tastes the same. So for me, that's not normal.
Interesting. So it's actually quite a classic. A classic thing here that it's the vintage and the year is very important, but it's quite interesting because I was speaking to another more sort of high production winery, and what they were saying is for them the importance is consistency. So consistency of flavor, so that when somebody buys it in a supermarket 5 years ago, they remember that same flavor, and then 5 years later they'll buy that same wine. So what we're almost distinguishing here with artisanal wines and classical natural wines is that you are actually more in tune with the seasonal changes, with the weather changes, with the different things that happen in the year, and you can be nicely surprised. And there's more going on there.
Yeah, cool. Like my brother was saying, we have this rule, which is breaking the rules, which is respecting the ancestrality of the method, but why not giving a little bit of our modern touch, this irreverency. I think in the end, it's the respect of the mother nature, and of course it's a natural wine. Not we cannot say that it's natural wine because of course we add very 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 homeopathic dose of sulfites. Natural wines don't have nothing. But we like to call it low intervention.
Low intervention.
But it starts in the when the grape is in growing stage. When we go to the vineyard and we can see the what type of alcohol she will get if you collect it in that time. But what Maradi was saying, we don't do any intervention. As soon as we collect the grape, it's a natural process. The process is natural, and the method of vinification is very very low intervention.
Yeah, beautiful. And actually, what I'm seeing as well and what we were talking about, you have some interesting ideas with actually how you present the wine, because sometimes, in restaurants, etc., there is an expectation to uncork the bottle. There is a sort of process there which is very romantic, but actually, it's almost doesn't affect the flavors of the wine. So there is an interesting take on it that you have, which is about sustainability and accessibility. You're producing some of your wines in a box form, and you're breaking the rules a little bit there, because there is a stigma against box, and there shouldn't be really. And we suggested that you can put in a decanter, and therefore you're getting actually a better experience than probably from the bottle. And it's funny because I traveled through France a little bit to the different Bordeaux regions, and I stayed with a friend of mine's mother who was really into the local wines. And she said actually in France what they do is they're only allowed, the producer only allowed to make so many bottles of wine. And that's something to do with keeping the volume in the market at a set number, so that it doesn't affect pricing, so it doesn't flood the market with too much of a particular vintage. And then what they do is that the rest of the wine they're allowed to put in boxes. So her take on it was like, it was very good because you can get an exceedingly good vintage of wine, but look for the boxes, because because they're not having to pitch it at a certain price. They're not fixing it at a certain price, and the quality of the wine is, you're getting a very, very good value for money. Thank you, Ruch. You just poured me another glass. I don't even know what time it is. It's sometime in the morning, right?
No, yeah, begging box. We probably can claim this title. We are one of the first certified Talha wine producers to put in begging box. And in this reference, this format is quite interesting because, as you mentioned before, sustainability is one of our concerns as well. I would say, to be honest, we're not a wine brand. We try to go further than that. Maybe from different podcasts, because we have we share the same values, and of course we want to put our values on the things we make in wine and on other things. And so therefore, maybe we'll do this in a different podcast, because this will go to a different path. But yes, but the format is quite interesting because for sustainability reasons, of course, in terms of waste, transportation, etc., the impact it's way low. And as you mentioned before, we wanted to break the rules because in the wine industry there's a lot of this kind of
snobbery. In English we call it.
And that pisses me off. Wine is subjective, and whether you like it or not, of course, it's more complex than that. But this format, people need to understand that, first of all, to have it at home, in this format will last easily 4 weeks. But reopen, you'll have quality wine for those for that time. And yes, I think people still think like, oh, wine in the box doesn't have quality, but things actually are changing. In France, France,
France, north of
changing, they're shifting to this format, and which makes sense. So people also needs to be educated, and maybe to change their minds to see, yes, it's possible to have quality wine on a bag and box. Of course, this will not last more than 1 year. You have to it's a format that you need actually to sell and consume fast. But yes, people need to understand, like, bag and box is not, you can have quality in bag and box format for sure.
Yeah. And if you are having a dinner party and you want to and you still want to hold on to that snobbery, you can always put the wine into a decanter.
It was another aim. It's to make it last longer.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed, and you know you get better value, and if the quality is kept better, if it's then it's a no brainer, and it all seems to be part of your branding and your theme. I get this feeling that you guys are, you know, you're very much like having a modern take on very good traditional values, and it's that blend where you're using quality traditional recipes and methods, but you're also using technology to bring it to people, so there is no barrier for people to experience really good Alentejo Talha wine, which I think is beautiful. I think it's a great message, a great theme.
Yeah, nowadays people are more searching for this low intervention and natural. We are giving more value to what is not industrialized. There's a niche, growing niche on that. But yeah, this is like my brother was saying. It's we are not to be we're trying not to be a wine brand. It's more than that. It's all about connection with the strong bows of relationship, like friendship, brotherhood. I think it's this is our aim. We normally say that we are a brand that also makes wine.
Yeah.
That's we.
And I get that feeling, like the wine actually you can drink as a standalone. You know, I often think of wine in terms of pairing with foods, but this actually particular white wine is very nice. It's just that you can enjoy it as a standalone. But generally, what would you feel that say if I'm a restaurant or a chef out there and I'm a you know, or I'm a whatever, someone at home who's going to have a dinner party or whatever, a lunch. What would be your recommendations, and from your experience and your client feedback of pairings with different types of food? Are we talking sort of rich Alentejo cheeses, and or are we sort of looking at other things? And
yeah, our wine is a very gastronomic wine. It's a wine that you can drink it alone, but mostly the reds, they need food. They need strong, like
hearty
feijoada,
Okay.
cozido à portuguesa. It's the best pairing that you can.
So deep. I'm going to translate that into a little bit of English there. So like deep casseroles with the often made with the sort of tripe and or blood sausage or chorizo in with the beans. Quite rich, hearty winter type meals almost. I'm imagining. Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
because of the acidity, it's and the method of production. The wine is in contact with the oxygen, so it creates this macro oxygenation that gives us a very specific taste on the wine, which is really, really, really good. It's not the traditional reds of the Alentejo that are boring. No, it's vibrant.
Yeah. I mean, I'm initially when I picked up the glass, the first taste, I smelt it, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a sweet wine. It feels like it's going to be quite sweet, quite sugar. And then I tasted it. It was very clean, very crisp, very dry. Although not, but more of a complex, like dryness, not like, and very low acidity, very nice acidity. I don't, you know, it's not like a wine I would probably have on the coast with fish. Almost, this white wine, I would say that it almost pairs more with a white meat or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm probably talking complete bullshit here, but you know, it's my opinion, and like you say, wine is subjective, right?
Yeah, exactly. For me, this is my personal opinion. And maybe it's a bit controversial, but I know that that's the standard thing, like to try to find a pairing for the wine. I might be like, fuck it, I'm sorry. Try the wine find yourself, what kind of foods. I don't want to. I'm sorry, I'm not a salesperson.
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. So it's like drink the wine. If you love it, I'm sure you'll find a nice pairing. I
Yeah.
don't want to conditionate people to these specific dishes or whatever. You are right. The pairing that you mentioned, I think it actually makes sense. But I think let people find out what.
Yeah, they have their own palates, right?
Yeah,
People, yeah.
There's a saying that a good wine, it's the wine that you like. That's it. Because we can't. Well, of course, we can recommend a specific white wine with this dish. Of course, it's okay. But in the end, it's taste. It's all about taste, and everybody have different tastes. So yeah, we're not so snobbery in that.
Nice.
In that one, it's
a journey. It's your own personal discovery.
It's the normal thing. And I think people, if you advise people, fine. But we maybe, I don't know, like let them taste first and decide, because of course there are some wines, and the wines have their own pairing that makes sense. But I don't want to
condition it.
Dictate. You don't want to dictate to people. You want people to explore and
drink the wine. If you like, fine. If you don't like, good friends.
And so, I mean, how do people get in? How do people buy your wine? Where's the best way that people get in? How can they go direct to your website? Because we'll leave all these links and stuff in the show notes. So go out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all of that. We can direct link to your website or sales platform, or do they have to get in contact with you and sneak into the Mafia enclave with a wine tasting? How are you presenting this to people experience? Yep. Okay.
We can buy wine there for sure. And we have also some distributors around around Portugal. But mainly, if you want to buy directly, it's from the website, and all the contacts, and you have all the information about our wines. And there, yes. So if you want to,
we have wine bars in Lisbon. We have, of course,
we have our wines all over even across Ukraine. Also,
we are exporting.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Actually, that was funny. It was the first country that we did the exportation.
Yeah.
We were not expecting at all to do the exportation to the Ukraine. It was the last country that we were.
They came here. One of the things, maybe it's interesting to mention, there are 2 dates that's mandatory to come.
Okay.
Which is 11 of September, which is basically the opening of the Talhas. Just a really special date. And Frades in December. In November, there's a place here called Herdade do Rossy, as you must know.
Oh yeah, I passed it on the way here, the drive. Yeah.
So basically, we're friends of. There's not this kind of rivalry between wine producers here. We're all friends. We all try to help each other.
We have an association.
Yeah, and basically, Herdade do Rossy makes Amphora Wine Day, and that's a special date because Amphora Wine Day is a cool place and a cool day actually to go there. But the after party is in our wine cellar, so.
Okay, nice. Of course,
trying
it
to
is.
create like we're trying to actually make this like a tradition and like create a festival. Maybe this will grow because once again, we produce wine, but we love art, we love music, so that's our goal as well to promote all of these ways of doing art. And the after party is the name of our festival is
Cosmic Clay.
Cosmic Clay, nice.
So it's funny because people go to that one from Wine Day in Rossy and they start to come already. They already know that the after party is in Talha Mafia
Brilliant.
and cellar. Yeah, so it's keep growing every year. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe we'll have a really huge festival.
Okay, well, you need to definitely tell me that date because I'll be here. I have a few good friends. We formed the Alentejo Wine Appreciation Group, and our intention is to travel around and do wine tastings together. And it's the same as what you guys
are
talking
more
about.
than welcome. More than welcome.
Yeah.
And we also do open our doors of the cellar to receive some groups in advance if people want to visit us and maybe have a chat with us and have a drink. We also, of course, we are not living permanently here on the village, but if people can book in advance, we are doing the enoturism as well.
And it feels a little bit more, I don't know how I can put it, a little bit more personal, actually, you guys.
Yes. It's almost like
you have a beautiful location here.
It's like a podcast.
Really, yeah, exactly. This is really like a unique spot. I can imagine for a family to come and do something unique, or a group of friends. And actually, like part of what I do, because I'm so passionate about Alentejo at the moment. I've moved to this region, this area, and there is something that Joel and I were talking about. When you pull off the A2 and you start to go on some of the roads that filter into the different regions of Alentejo, that you let out a big breath. You breathe out and you start to appreciate the landscape. You probably even slow down a little bit in the car. And there is something about this area. It's difficult for me because I'm more
wine.
A little bit more wine. Thank you very much. It's difficult for me because it's one of those scenarios where, do you want to promote the area so much that it becomes another Eastern Algarve, where it's just it's just a little bit too crazy, or even Ericeira, where we lived before, or what, I don't know. What do we do? The Alentejo needs guys like you that are respecting this tradition and bringing business and bringing entrepreneurial spirit to this area. But it also doesn't need too much that it changes the character of this area. We want to create jobs and sustainability and interesting things for people to do, but we also don't want to turn it into a tourist destination or I don't know what I'm really saying here, but I'm kind of saying there is something very special, something very unique about Alentejo. So I encourage people to come and visit it and come and respect it, come and learn about the culture. And if you do decide that you want to move here, it's like you got to understand that you're moving to a country or an area because you love the area and you love the country. So don't kind of bring your own thing and try to change it and have like a fish and chip shop in the local village, or English fried breakfast with a Union Jack in the Gasparones village. If you move to an area, you move to an area because you want to be there. You don't move to an area because you want to bring where you were, because where you were, you left and you don't want to return there. So why bring it with you? Yeah. I hope I'm making myself clear there.
100%. On the first part, you're saying this is like a place where they actually can slow down, and that's, for me personally, it's like I'm a civil engineer. I have my company, and I need this, almost every weekend to be with the guys. We are a really dysfunctional family. I don't know if you noticed that, but you will notice maybe in a few moments. but I really need this. This is almost a therapeutical part of my life in space. So I need to come here and slow down. And you're right. It's like a fine line between what is still authentic, but this is like a lost secret. And when people start to come, there's this kind of fear that things will change. I don't think it will be that case. But yes. We have so many examples in across Lisbon, these traditional neighborhoods that shift to this
touristic
coffee brunch places.
In other country,
Starbucks.
Yeah,
instead of Bondi.
and That's a thing that can happen here, but I don't think we're far from it. But I agree, Alentejo is a place that people should definitely come, experience, take your time, embrace the culture, and that's it. And I'm sure you'll have really a nice time here.
Yeah, the value of this area is, and its probably uniqueness is it has been slightly slower to adapt. Whether that's because most of the age metrics here is it's slightly older generation, and so you retain that uniqueness, and actually that uniqueness then becomes part of the value and the character and the uniqueness of the area. So
yeah, and to be honest with you, Justin, as a real estate agent, I have been in the last 8 years paying attention on the evolution, on the search for properties in the area, and I deal with some expats, and to tell you the truth, these people that are investing in this part of the Alentejo or in the Alentejo region is exactly because they want to absorb the tradition. They want they want that the genuinity continues for long time.
yeah,
They embrace the they don't want Starbucks or McDonald's or nothing like that. They just want the genuinity of the people, the traditional, the culture. They want to absorb all of that. So I think knowing that now, the embracing this project was a very nice, very nice decision on my side, because yeah, it's doing this eternal, making it, putting in alive for many years. This tradition, it's like okay, I have something very genuine in my hands. Let's perpetuate this for the next generations. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
I think it definitely seems to be a theme that when I speak to people, a lot of people from the US or from UK or from wherever, they come here and they really appreciate the Portuguese lifestyle, the values that you have in terms of family and in terms of, I think sometimes in other Western cultures that this is broken, this is separated, and to the detrimental effect. There's a lot of people on painkillers or whatever to try to deal with everyday life, and I think that's probably due to the fact that you don't have that family, that you don't take that time to spend lunchtime with your loved ones and fighting and talking loud or arguing and loving and kissing, and I think as the human experience, this connection is very important, and as humanity moves on, we become more and more disconnected from this, and I think Portugal has this beautiful ability to have one foot in modernity. You guys, a lot of you from Lisbon or João, you're from living in Algesur, which now is becoming quite a hot spot. Never used to be. And then you're also spending that time back at the weekends in Alentejo, where you can just kick back, you can sit with your brothers and with your friends and have wine and appreciate. Then you go back into the city to your jobs, and it's really quite strange because the Talha Mafia, you have that in the flavors, in the branding and everything, you have that theme. It's classical wine. It's done in a way that's been done for 2,000, 3,000 years, and yet you're producing it in a modern way. You have some unique ways of presenting the wine. So you have those 2 feet, one in tradition, one in normal modern day life, and life. It's all about that balance, right?
I think that's the secret. Is to find that's
you got to work hard. We have to compete, right?
For sure. But that's the main challenge here. Is trying to.
If you're looking to level up your surfing, JWC has got a couple of ways to get you moving forward. I'm running in-person surf coaching sessions here in Portugal with flexible dates. So if you're traveling through or planning a trip, we can lock in a few sessions and work on exactly what your surfing needs. And thanks to our collaboration with SurfRec, the AI robotic filming system now operating in Ribeira de Ilhas and Carcavelos, you can get footage of your sessions. Just send me 5 clips and I break down every detail for you. But even if you're not in Portugal, no problem. You can send me up to 5 waves from anywhere in the world. Surf trip to Indo, comp heats, or your local surf break. Even wave pools. If you got the footage, I'm happy to analyze it. If you want to dive deeper into SurfRec, check out our podcast Portugal episode 50 with Zé Ferreira to book surf coaching sessions, to find out more about our immersive surf training camps schedule, online video analysis program, and special JWC rates for using SurfRec. Head to justinwestcoaching.com. Direct links in the show notes.
To maintain the tradition and to put some sort of modernity on the process and on the brand. But yeah, I agree. We have to find that balance. I think we're actually succeeding. And yeah, that's it.
My father used to always say, you've got to work hard to play hard, you know. And I think that's probably why I love Portugal so much, because you can get that right balance, I think. And yeah, so what do you think? People looking for properties and looking for the Alentejo experience. What from you guys, local knowledge here? What's some of the top places that you recommend people to visit? You know, there's plenty of castles and Elvish, and there's a whole bunch of things that people don't necessarily know, right? Everybody's getting past the mic and they go, no, I don't want to say nothing. I'm not sure if it's about giving away the secrets or...
No. I was trying to pass the microphone to my brother-in-law because he likes to come here with the family and doing some tourism.
Okay.
And yeah, but it's there's a kind of a stereotype that wants to come and visit Portugal, that the coastline, but it's inside, in the interior, in these small villages, that you can find the real treasures, the real genuinity. Well, I'm not saying that it doesn't exist on the coastline. Of course, it exists, but it's getting absorbed by the elevated rates of tourism.
Yeah,
and you can find it in a very much more raw position in the interior. Yeah, it's.
I mean, I've lived in Portugal for 14 years, and it's only now that I'm discovering Alentejo, and it's only after living in Alentejo now for how many years is it now? 3, coming maybe up to 4 years, that I start to develop some friendships here, and they're starting to introduce me to like kayaking down the Guadiana. Fishing in this one of their friends' properties here, and some of the castles that I've driven past on the way to Spain, like Elvish and
you have castles, you have.
It's so much. It's so rich. It's so crazy. And there was something I was looking at the other day. There's an old railway somewhere nearer the Alcave, I think. Which is a big lake with a dam, and they had these guys on an abandoned railway, and you can exactly, I don't know what that's called, but yeah, you can pump this or you can cycle it. I don't remember which way you can operate this railway cart, I guess you can call it, and you can travel down this old railway and bunch all this beautiful scenery, and I just thought, what a cool concept.
What an experience.
Yeah. And now we have an elephant sanctuary coming to this area. Did you? Yeah, you guys don't even know. Yeah, apparently there's an elephant sanctuary, like a safari, coming to some area of Portugal, because circus elephants, and I think one of the last remaining circus elephants from Europe is also making his retirement in Alentejo. I don't know if it's a euphemism, whether it's actually real elephants or they're saying it's elephants. But yeah, apparently that's going on. Yeah.
No, there's a lot of places. Alentejo, well, Portugal, it's a beautiful country. I'm a bit biased, of course, but yeah, here in Alentejo, you have great food, great people. You have so many things that you actually can do. But funny enough, you were mentioning that people nowadays in Western society, mainly, we are such a privileged people right now, right, in Europe. We have so many things, and you're talking about disconnection, but also, and I agree with you, that people are feeling more and more disconnected. And that's why actually people are actually shifting to these places to try to find something that can be really authentic and to find that kind of bond to nature and to people. So I think more and more people want to go to know the guy that makes work in the clay and like small producers of wine, small producers of this. So people are trying to shift and go to the old ways because we're losing everything basically, and that's a bit scary.
I think it's only going to get worse. I think we're going to have robotics, which are going to be producing so many things. But I see it quite positively. I see that the robots are going to be producing the things, the necessary things for us that we buy. We'll be able to buy it at a cheap price. And that's going to free up people to have time to go and experience art and to go and experience culture and to travel and to visit and to follow passions like for you guys to create. It's going to give you more time and more value and more investment to put into something that you really love to do rather than what you have to do.
It's a nice perspective. I was talking with a friend recently about that, the AI and the robots and etc. and what kind of impact it will have in the society and the unemployment eventually that will create. But basically, that's what you're saying. So people will eventually the government will eventually find a way to give universal wages.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's the thing. And because if people don't buy stuff and don't consume, so the companies and the producers that are investing on technology also will not have the payback of your at the end of the day. But that's what you're saying. It's funny. There was a old, he's already dead, Portuguese philosophy. I will send you the name. It's really interesting to listen to him. And he said one thing. It's like man was not made to work. Man was made to create.
Nice. Yeah, that's beautiful because you know what, some of the things with the podcast, it takes me maybe one day, a little couple of days a week to do the editing. It's beautiful because I get to speak to super interesting people and I get to learn more and more and more about Portugal and about what Portugal vision and voices and culture. But it also gives me another like 5 days a week to go into my garden and to grow things and to connect with nature, to train, do jiu-jitsu, meet a bunch of people there and have friendships and take my son to do other things. And I think that maybe that's what the ultimate goal is. And it's almost like technology is almost providing that now. We're having YouTubers, we can look at them and sort of laugh a little bit like YouTubers. But, what have they done? They've capitalized on the freedom to express yourselves and to monetize something that you enjoy doing. They've already started to do this process. They're following something they like to do. They enable themselves to monetize it. And I think I'm very positive about the future. I'm a little bit worried that we might have to rely on government to decide how much money that we get into our bank accounts, because then they could always turn it off if they're not getting the right votes. But I'm a great believer that we should follow passions, and those passions will give us value, monetary value. Who knows? But there's going to be something more important in the value that they return to us, and that's something soulful.
And that's something that we are trying to also, that values, that's something that we are passing to our next generation. So we are trying to involve more our kids as well on this process, in order to give continuity to the process.
Just to mention one thing, we didn't have breakfast. We are on the second bottle of wine,
No
so
problem.
this podcast will start to get more and more interesting.
Yeah. No, we're already starting to get into some esoteric areas. But I mean, if you guys, whenever you want to say, let's stop talking now, we're starting to go on and on and on. But actually, from my experience, it usually becomes more and more interesting.
Exactly. Normally, yeah.
But I mean, how you guys fix for time? You're okay?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I can spend that time there now.
So, what does everybody else do? So we've got Rui over there, and Rui number 2. What you guys do?
Sorry, one is Rui, the other one is Careta.
Careta. Okay.
Careta, yeah.
Okay.
It's yeah.
It's bad,
No,
sorry,
that's
my
perfect.
English. Sometimes I don't say nothing.
That's very good.
In English.
No, I'm very impressed with you guys with the English.
I'm working the construction
perfect.
company in Almada.
In Almada, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, where Rita's family is
I'm
from.
a process engineer in the electronics factory in Palmela.
In Palmela,
Yeah.
so similar area. Okay, nice. Yeah, and how often do you get to come back and check on the wines? And
it depends on the time of the year. But for instance, harvesting is actually an interesting point to address as well.
I haven't asked you where the grapes come from, actually.
So the harvest is becoming, because of the climate change, is becoming earlier and earlier.
Okay.
Normally it would be in September, mid-September.
Okay.
Now we're doing mid-August.
Right.
So things are changing, and we need to go almost every week to assess the maturation of the grapes, the sugar content, etc. So because we're adding to that stage, currently we're coming here every weekend.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah. And you grow your own grapes, or you have the local co-op provides the grapes here, and what are the grapes you use? And I know that at home on the farm we grow some Touriga Nacional, and a few other ones.
We don't have, because we don't live here, but we are. That's one of our goals. We are trying to aim for it, to have our own parcel of vineyards. But we buy to a local producers the grapes. We choose the ones that we want to work with, and yes, Touriga Nacional is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Alicante Boucher, Trincadeira, Antão Vaz, Roupeiro, Perrum, all the indigenous. We also try to use the indigenous variety of grapes, which is Antão Vaz, and we give preference to the ones that are local.
That's very interesting. I was speaking to a I'm sure the correct scientist or whatever, but they were saying that actually what makes a very good wine is it has a lot to do with the fruit.
Of course,
if you can get the fruit, and from your perspective, from the Talha Mafia, you can go out there and you select. You're not, because you don't have your own vineyards. You're not stuck with having to use those grapes. You know, maybe one year you won't have a good harvest, and then you're producing a knock-on effect. The wine is not particularly as good. You get to go and select the best wine, the best grapes, the best fruit for your wines.
Yes, that's one of the big plus. Yeah. But
sorry, Joel. It's also, I think it's also important to mention one name. It's Ana Sofia. So basically, Ana Sofia is our enologist.
Okay.
She lives in Lagos, and she's actually the sister of Rui. That's
okay.
the way. So once again, we have our own. It's like a
family
enologist that helps us.
Enologist. Yeah. That was the word I was struggling to remember.
Yeah, she's a very important element on this project for sure. She's the one that give us the orientation in what type of grapes do we gonna have? What kind of mixtures do we gonna do?
Wow.
Yeah,
because either that's what it is. It's not particularly, you can go buy wine and it's a Cabernet Sauvignon. You can, but you're doing blends, and therefore
some that work and some that don't work.
And I'm assuming depending on the season as well, some will work better than other seasons.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's this kind of analysis that we make every year, and we try to find what kind of. So it's almost like a mad scientist process.
How do you know? I mean, that's the thing. You have different grapes. You have different. I'm assuming you must do like a sugar test and. And whatever, how much tannins, I guess, maybe are in the skins. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you put them together, and is it the juice that you taste, the juice that you taste, and you think, okay, that's going to mature into a good wine, and that's literally from taste, or is there some more science going on there?
I would say that's there's knowledge on the type of grapes that we already have, and that we eventually know, okay, I think this will work with this kind of type as well. What one of the things that we traditionally, the Talha wines, it's whatever that comes from the vineyards, whatever type of grapes would go to the Talha, to the pot, the clay pot, and the final result, it will be that mixture. Okay, that's the traditional Talha wine.
Yeah. How often do you get like a really terrible?
No. What we try to do, because
sometimes I'm guessing it can happen. It can happen.
For sure. What we try to do, because this is such a traditional and laborious type of making wine. What we try to do is to control as much as we can, which is not much, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, because the temperature, it's one of the keys elements of the Talha wines. It's difficult to maintain a constant temperature on the talhas. So we have to cool them often.
Do you cool them with water?
With water.
That's
ice.
This reeds,
ice, really? Okay.
These reeds here are used to spread the water.
Wow, I didn't know that. That's so interesting. That's a detail that I would not have understood.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing also because you don't want to put we have a phrase in English, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, risk of breaking all the eggs. You have multiple talhas here in the cellar, so that if you are they all the same blends, or are they slightly different blends in each one?
No,
or
what we try to do is basically
you hedge your bets a little bit.
This is our babies.
Mm-hmm.
This is these talhas have more than 100 years old.
Yeah, you were saying they were named after Roman names.
Yeah, exactly.
For example,
Diana,
Julius.
no. It's actually women.
Oh, it's women's. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Because there was a nice story you were telling me about the mother and the son.
Mm-hmm. So what we try to do is basically we choose the type of grapes, and we put each type of grape on each clay pot, each talha, and we do the blend afterwards. Okay, so that's one of the ways to control the process.
Okay. I see. So you put individual grapes.
Yes.
In the pots, and then you blend it post. Okay.
Exactly.
Well, we did it before. That's an option, but it's also one of the breaking the rules. The method of vinification is respected, But the normal way to do it is to mix it all together before. But I wanted to just to give you a small detail. I think it's important. The most famous wine is the so-called rosé. That it's not rosé. It has a specific name. It's palhete.
Okay.
Palhete or petroleiro.
When you say the most famous wine from this region,
from this region, because famous and oldest wine, because and it has this color between the red and the white.
Okay.
Because in the oldest times, the Romans, they didn't have vineyards with only red and only white.
Okay.
They all were mixed up.
Okay.
And when they were on the harvest, they were not separating the white from the reds, and they mixture it all together.
Okay, I didn't know
this
that.
is actually the most
very traditional, very old.
Exactly the palhete.
It's actually a type of wine I drink the least. Or should I say, I don't have experience of is rosé.
Mm-hmm.
I very rarely drink rosé. I don't know why. Maybe it's conditioned. It's like you're probably saying before. It's conditioned. White wine. This and then
another glass and another glass.
Yeah. It's dangerous. Actually, I did a podcast with one of the Alentejo wine tasting group. Me and Pedro Carreiro. Shout out to Pedro, who's actually got a small little property investment in this village. And he's an economist and works for the government. We're talking about economy. But we were talking about the Portuguese economy after I think it was 12 bottles of white wine, lunch with seafood, and then we were going through a whole bunch of red wines that we selected for the evening. And we did the podcast at 1:00 in the morning.
Oh my God.
And I listened back to it and I was like, okay, I actually made a frightening amount of sense. There was a few words that were slurred.
You may have a replica happening right now.
Thank you so much. There's a beautiful spread of food here. I need to put my glasses on before No, I think it works, But him and his wife, who's Dr. Claudia, they really, really appreciate wine. They love the local wines, and they have some good friends in the area as well.
And one of the things that, of course, we opened a company. This is a business. But more than that, this is a place where we can be with your friends and family and gather. And that's what actually wine does. It gets people together. And the more you drink, actually, the more loose you become, and the more interesting situations.
I believe that's why we say that this is the good mafia, because it has good weapons and I'm talking about the weapons because the names of our products, the bottles, it's musket, revolver, rifle, pistol, because we needed the connection to the mafia, but we believe that this is the weapons that should be commercialized and make people good and happy.
Actually, Joel, you were telling me a really, really cool story about going back to the tallias, the clay pots with the Roman female names. You were saying that they represent the mother and the process of the fermentation. You were giving a beautiful rendition of how that works.
Yeah. So as soon as we do the harvest, we smash the grapes and we put the grapes inside of the talhas, the amphora pots, and then a very interesting process starts, which is the fermentation. The fermentation is spontaneous. We don't control it. We don't accelerate it. We don't do nothing. It's spontaneous.
Let the Mother Nature do.
Yeah, let the Mother Nature working. And that's the moment when it starts the fermentation that we have to be careful, because we have to wet the amphoras, the talhas, with the ice around or water, because
Water in a solid state.
exactly. And then this accumulation of skins, fruit, seeds, all together, they come up to the top of the amphora, and it's called by the locals the mother, a mãe. So it starts to do the fermentation, and when it stops, the mother goes down and the sun goes up. They say the sun is the wine. So it's when it stops the fermentation, the mother goes to the bottom of the amphora. And in the 11th of November is when we open the Talha, and
why particularly the 11th of November?
That's another story. It has to do with the tradition.
It's Summer Things Day, and traditionally Talha wines are new wines, right? So basically you harvest in September and you open in November.
Okay.
Traditionally, it's ready to be drinked. What we try to do in some local producers is basically to stage the wine for 3-6 months, sometimes more, on the clay. It would give different structure and characteristics to the wine. So it's basically, I think, imagine you want this kind of profile, you put the wine more in contact with the skins, and you have more tannins and et cetera, et cetera. So it depends what you want to do with your wine.
Yeah, and actually, I'm going to give you a little bit of a story. I hope you guys still got time. But when I lived in Saudi Arabia, of course, I'm not sure how much you know this, but Saudi Arabia is a alcohol-free country, or at least it used to be. And so we used to live in an area, and I had a very good French friend of mine who we did a lot of spearfishing together in the Red Sea. And a Frenchman from Bordeaux. He was absolutely shocked that he had to live in a country where he couldn't drink any wine, So, of course, being French, he thought, I'm going to make my own. And and he used to smuggle in like little packets of yeast. And he used to take grape juice and try to make wine from grape juice. I used to take these bottles of wine that he used to make. They were not so bad, and I used to sell these bottles of wine to local princes from the royal family. Wow. So he used to sell them to me for like €5 a bottle or whatever. But I used to sell them to the princes for like €200 a bottle. So I said an interesting story for you there.
It's really cool. You're the real gangster.
I'm the real mafia. But actually, he got to the point where he was making these wines, and he in buckets, and he started to then use actual grapes. But he was finding that the grapes that you buy from the supermarket, I don't know whether they put something on the skins to take away the thing that gives you the yeast, right? Because there's a natural yeast on the skins. Am I right in there? And so he was like, why won't these wines ferment? He couldn't work it out, but we realized it's because they were being sprayed to prevent any yeast or microbial action on the skins of the.
Yeah, that's a really actually cool story.
I'm not even going to go into what my father was doing in the Middle East with brewing, with creating ethanol. In Arabic, there's a name called Siddiqui, and that means my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And if you speak to any people that have been in expats that have lived in Saudi Arabia for a long time, you'll notice that the tops of their teeth have worn out. And that's from drinking too much Siddiqui. If they haven't been watering it down with water, it's pretty much like near ethanol. Okay. And they start to have a few problems. And my father used to sell Yeah, I don't know. My father's passed away now, so I can say this because he's, rest in peace. But he used to sell a lot of Siddiqui. He was a tennis coach, and in the back of his ball hopper, he used to have a bunch of bottles of Siddiqui, which he used to take around to all the compounds. But he used to say to them, "You need to water it down. You need to water it down."
Yeah, to reduce the we'll show you some things that we also do here. we cannot say yet.
But actually, that is quite a just talking on other subjects. I've heard that some of the oldest wines that they've ever found have been in amphoras, you could, and what they've contained in the bottom, they've discovered all sorts of types of strange herbs and things that people used to brew with their wine. Is that something you can't talk about?
No, well.
It's a project.
It's a project.
Yeah,
yes, we try to upcycle a lot. So the mother, which is basically the skins and not the stems. We don't use the stems, but the skins and the seeds. We try to upcycle that product, and we do it in a way that's what the old guys would do, which is basically do a aguardente, and we aged in oak as well. I hope I will not have problems saying this, but we're not even selling it, so it's just for our own consumption.
Yeah,
you will try it soon.
Portugal has a kind of a very relaxed opinion of,
I think so,
of that, quite rightly so.
Yeah.
And an aguardente is, I didn't know what that was.
Aguardente it's basically
water.
It's what,
because the translation is teeth water. Teeth water? No,
it's fire water. Like
fire water.
That's
okay. Aguardiente.
Aguardente. Yeah.
Aguardente.
It's moonshine.
Okay.
It's moonshine basically. Okay. Yeah. It's a distilled drink, and he used the mother to do that product.
Okay, and the mother is basically the from what you pull out of the amphora.
Nothing goes to waste. And I always say is to do. We have distributors, and sometimes they ask us like, "Oh, let's go to these restaurants. Let's pitch this. Let's pitch that. Let's go." We honestly, it's like we are in the right business. We don't need this to live. We love what we do. If we sell perfect, it will be awesome. If we don't, we drink. So it's like a win-win situation,
Yeah.
We would love to of course, sell and let these wines.
And we love the process. And we love what we have.
Yeah, and because this is a really interesting process, and this is our interesting wines, and we want to share that with people. But hey, at the end of the day, if it's not sold, we drink, so we're happy anyways.
That's an interesting. That's an interesting way to see things, and we see them as our sons. After all our effort, in the end, it's kind of a compensation, and we give so much value to what we produce, and sometimes we struggle trying to make people understand that we have to give value to each bottle that we make, because it's not industrialized.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of love and hard work.
A lot of weekends that we don't pass with our
testing.
Yeah, a lot of testing. Yeah, but it's true. We sometimes spend 2-3 weekends out from our family to invest in this. So it's natural that we get attached to emotionally to this.
And what has been the response of friends and the family and clients? What has been what is the immediate sort of response they have to drinking a glass of wine of Talha Mafia?
I think Talha wines, you need to open your palate, to be honest, right? I will speak through my experience. I'm used to these wonderful wines that we have, and I love wine. When I come here, and I came here for the first time, and I drink Talha wine, it was like a shift in my mind. It's like, this is different. This is something. It's not sometimes not easy the first time to drink, but you just have to open the palate. And to be honest, this is the what natural wines give to you.
Yeah.
Not saying bad things about the other wines. I love the other wines, but this is the most low intervention natural wines that you can actually taste, and you just have to open your minds and open your palates to experience this type of wine.
It's actually history. It's what you are tasting. It's history. It's like closing your eyes and have a taste. And it's the wine that the Romans did 2,000 years ago. It can't be compared with the ones that we are buying nowadays.
Yeah.
It can't be. It can't be. And this is it. This is why this is what we try to show people. This what we are sitting on. It's a very, 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 very special way of doing wine, and it gives us passion because of that. Because and normally when I go to restaurants to present our wines, I do this presentation. I said to them, close your eyes and think that you are wearing the white sheet and the like the Romans did.
Okay, yeah. I thought you were going to say Ku Klux Klan.
No.
Now I'm definitely feeling the 4 glasses.
No, not that. Not that.
We are for peace.
Exactly. No, of course. All wine is for peace. No, so dressed up as a Roman. Imagine you're
Exactly.
wearing your.
Imagine that you are drinking the wine
eating
like
some grapes and
they are drinking. It's exactly the same.
I must admit, like I'm not just saying this because I've met you guys and you're a mafia and there's 4 of you and just one of me sitting here. I'm not gonna say.
You want to go out from here alive?
Yeah, exactly. But I'm gonna be truly honest and actually, sometimes I do drink certain types of wines. I've had some organic wines before when I've sort of taken the sip and I went, oh my, okay, and I've been polite, but I'm genuinely really, really into this one. This white wine that I'm tasting here is very nice, and it's I don't have a complex palate for sure, but the flavor is very good. It's very interesting. It's easy drinking.
Yes,
but it's not. How can I say it's not a wine you would pick up in the supermarket. There is something much more crisp. There's something a little bit more balanced with the acidity there that makes it much more interesting. You can taste it almost like the dryness of the clay.
Use a word like it's a funky wine.
Yeah, it's yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like I would almost imagine like a funky wine you would have. You would kind of smell like a funk, maybe. But there is something that's very clean and crisp, but not like a light wine you would have on the coast with seafood, where it's like a deeper.
Yeah,
it's very interesting,
yeah.
and I think that the listeners should experience that journey themselves. If they're into wine, I think it's definitely a step that they should experience, and totally. It's a very good wine.
Thank you.
Thank
you so much.
No, and it's not because you 4 guys are all, sat there looking at me.
Rui was looking scared.
Rui's definitely looking like, and But
when we have problems to get paid, we normally send Rui to collect the debt.
You'll go in your baseball caps and
exactly. Is our
no, I don't get that part at all. I'm just joking. I'm just promoting your Talha Mafia brand, but it's more definitely. I can feel it's more family, and I think
tasted one.
Yeah, I've just tasted one. I mean, I'm a bit afraid to taste many more.
Rest, yeah.
But I definitely should think that I've taken up enough of your guys' time. Let's have a little bit of taste of this one, and then we'll have a little bit of taste of this.
We just opened the palhetes.
Okay, and you need to air. You need to let it breathe. We can go. No, you don't need to, because it's a new wine. You can just
you can look. Yeah, because it's a new wine. You can always do that, and you should to every new wine for sure.
Okay, I just need to have a little bit to taste. Okay, so this is the one. It's more of a rosé, but it's got a slight color, which you were saying has the history with Roman, where they had the mixed blends. You take the different wines from the Italy, and you mix them together to get this color, or it's all already mixed.
This palette we try to. This palette we try to. Once again, it's the market. And we have here people that sell a lot of rosé, and what markets actually want is the more clear rosé you want, almost like water, or like this pinky, really, the more sellable the rosé is. We don't care. We actually, you know why we could achieve that color by filtrating the wine.
Okay.
And by filtrating the wine, you'll lose a lot of notes.
Depth. And,
And we don't want to do that.
So actually some bottles will be different colors almost.
No, because the palette is made in one specific Talha, and we do the mixture inside. So if, for instance, we put 10% of white grapes there, we make that calculation. And with the color that comes out, it's the color that we put on the bottle. We don't filtrate anything. It's important to mention, we don't. The filtration that exists is the natural filtration, which is when the mother is down, which is the seeds and the skins. When you open the Talha, the wine will go through all of those natural filter, and it would come out. So the filtration that exists is through the skins and the seeds. There's no industrial filtration. There's no filters.
Okay. It's actually, like I said before, I haven't experienced much rosé before, and this is really interesting. Really, really nice. It's very. There is not too much sweetness there. There is a nice dryness to it, but a pleasant, interesting wine.
You can taste the fruit. You have a long, final mouthy fruitness in.
Tried with the chorizo.
With the chorizo, okay.
Yeah. Okay, but try it now.
It's good. There's the flavor of the depth.
It's not a rosé. It's a palette. And it's the name. It's because it's fermented together with the red and the white grapes.
Brilliant.
And we can change the red grape. In this case, it's Trincadeira. We put it Trincadeira with Antão Vaz, Rinto, and other white grapes, but because they fermented together, they get this color.
Yeah. What I was saying is that, for instance, this is 2023, 2022. We also made palhetes, and it was a different wine, in my opinion. A little bit inferior because it would like a bit of acidity, but once again, 23 was a better year than 22. So you'll feel this.
Why do you think that was? Just because of the process or
no.
timing?
It's the rain, late rains on it's Mother Nature. So basically, the heat, you had a lot of long periods of dryness in Portugal. Late rain sometimes. Everything affects the fruit, the grapes. So because you don't want to create, it's a year. It's less inferior. It's inferior year in terms of final product. It's what it is. It's still natural. You know, you should feel the difference of the years because you have good years and bad years, and that's life, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to introduce nothing on my wine to keep it constant.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't care about, it will sell more. That's not my main goal.
People will familiarize with the brand. No,
yeah, exactly.
They'll go on a journey.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you'll feel, 2023 actually is a better year, and you can actually taste it. That's really cool.
Might have a palate that thinks 2023 is their favorite, and other people might think 2022 is their favorite. So it depends on the moment. Maybe, and also, like as you were saying, it depends on the group of people that you're with when you're drinking. Perhaps
one thing is for sure: we will not have a similar wine from a year to the other.
Oh yeah. Every wine is different.
This year is going to be very interesting. The rain in Alentejo was completely crazy.
It looks like
my vines they started to create buds and leaves much earlier.
You have a vineyard.
I have I have.
Can you sell some
maybe 150 meters? I can, but that probably won't be very good. At the moment, I'm experimenting with de-leafing. To try to get more energy into the bunches. The problem I have is I have a bunch of bunches, and they grow very small and very tight. So I'm trying to spread them out a little bit to create quality bunches and larger grapes. But me and my son, we pick grapes and we press them and we make juice. Just to try to do something with these grapes. We inherited the vineyard, so.
Because you have wine grapes and then you have table grapes.
That's it. I mean, we have one or two vines are white grapes that we can eat, which are palatable, and the others I think probably are more Touriga Nacional. They're a little bit smaller, a little bit tighter with a bigger seed, and which I think is more wine. So we're trying to fruit them, and maybe we'll experiment to make some. We get a bunch of grapes, and I hate to feed them to the chickens.
Well, we love to experiment new things.
We love experiences. Yeah.
No. Well, guys, I think probably I've taken up so much of your time here. But now we're kind of we're coasting, but I don't want to impose on your time and I can really feel your passion, and I really feel your energy as artists in this sphere, and as a bunch of guys who are just you found something very unique here, and I think this is a model that I think other people should look to. It's to reconnect with each other, reconnect with your roots, your heritage, that's it. To do something worthwhile at the weekend, which is creating something, and I think I can definitely taste the love in this glass, and
that's our goal.
Yeah, I appreciate you, and is there anything else? I'll leave all the contact blah blah blahs in the show notes and stuff. But is there anything else you guys want to say? And
we are speechless.
We're more to the spiritual level of things right now. I don't know. Everything is. For instance, you open a bottle of wine with your friends and family. You will remember the moment, not the wine.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's it.
Wine is important, of course, but because it gathers people. But at the end of the day, it's not about the wine.
Yeah.
It's all about us and how we get along and. Anyways,
yeah,
we can. But if you can add on that, the way that the wine is produced, it raises even more the value of that experience.
Yeah, actually, we haven't kind of covered that. It's a sort of the importance of a circular economy.
Yeah,
you guys are bringing your experiences and your thing. You're bringing it. You're returning back to Alentejo. You're taking a very important product from Alentejo. You're buying wine from local grape producers. Buying grapes and produce and fruit from local producers. You're bringing people here to have wine tasting experiences, which then, these people have got to stay somewhere locally.
Yeah.
And I think this is a great recipe for quality tourism. For the type of people that you want to have come and visit and experience your culture and country, you have to say that people who drink and taste wine in my understanding, in my book already, they are the type of, God, I hate to be saying like the type of people, but they're already,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not coming here and, I'm not going to say, but they're already somebody who has a kind of cultural understanding.
Yeah.
And he's already filling my glass up.
We have to cancel
the problem is Rui, you cannot say no, right?
You cannot say no.
He has that presence where you cannot refuse him.
I know. The energy.
Yeah.
This is scary.
Guys, you got to pay your invoices if you buy off these. Okay, how can I say that quietly?
You know what? But he's like a gentle giant, you know.
Yeah.
He's like he cries for everything. When he starts to talk about friendship and brotherhood.
Those are the big guys you got to worry about.
Exactly.
They're full of passion.
One of the things I would like to mention is also funny enough. There was a guy called Danny Pitson. He emailed us. Actually, emailed a lot of people, but we were only the only guys that replied to him. and it was Mickey G, and he basically made a short documentary about this project. It's on YouTube.
Yeah, I watched this morning.
Yeah, he's a wonderful guy. We really like him. He's part of the family as well. So it's, you guys, if you have time, go check that small video. Documentary, and you'll understand.
It shows
the answers of the project.
It picks it up.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And he actually managed to capture the essence of the project.
And he was coming here for almost a year to collect shots and videos, and he
really?
became part of the family.
Where is he from?
He's from the UK,
and he lives in Portugal.
He lives
Lagos.
Milfontes.
Milfontes. Okay,
yeah,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Danny. Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny. Danny who?
Danny Pitson.
And he's a video.
I think
he's a videographer.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant.
He's part of the brotherhood.
Surfer must be from.
He belongs to the brotherhood already.
Nice.
When you enter, you cannot
Extended
go
mafia.
out. You cannot go.
As soon as you enter, you can't go
Yeah,
out.
he's like the Irishman in the. Yeah.
Well, I think we don't have much more to say.
We have a lot to say.
We have a lot to say, but
We have a
I
lot
think
to say, but maybe whoever wants to visit us, let us know.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do it, guys. I'm going to leave everything in the show notes as usual, and I really recommend you come and taste these guys' wine. I'm not saying that I'm actually already starting to get a little bit like dizzy here. I'm getting a bit smashed. I'm not even sure how much, but the glass keeps filling up. So, and it's very, very, very easy drinking. And for me, remarkably, I don't know, but physically, I have a reaction to some chemicals in wine. Like I can immediately get a headache with some wines.
Yeah.
This not at all. I don't even feel that creeping in. So I recommend it. And guys, you must come up here, come and experience the brothers here. They're very cool guys, and I thank them very much for their time and for putting on some food and obviously allowing me to taste their wines.
Oh, now we'll have lunch here in Casimir. Here it's right in the
Oh yeah, really? Okay,
now we'll
brilliant.
not go anywhere.
Okay,
I will cancel all my appointments.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I have my wife waiting for me for lunch. So
There's no
where in Al
lunch.
Jazeera? No. Uh-oh.
Cancel everything. We'll have to have lunch here.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
great guys. I'm so happy to meet you. Okay, perfect. I accept the invitation, and let's go. I'll probably get my wife to come pick me up. But, okay, this is Justin West from Podcast Portugal signing out and going for lunch. Ciao. With the mafia. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's good. Did you know that Portuguese bank accounts can sometimes be frozen by the authorities? As someone who's traveled extensively and now runs a business here in Portugal, I value freedom, seamless usability, and bulletproof security. That's why I can't say enough good things about Revolut. With a Revolut account as your backup, you'll still be able to pay bills, receive payments, and keep everything running smoothly, even if you're not in the country. Revolut gives you multi-currency accounts, lets you spend in over 150 currencies at interbank rates, and provides advanced security features like instant card freeze, disposable virtual cards, and safe online shopping. And an app that's as intuitive as it gets. To help support Podcast Portugal, and if you're thinking about setting up a bank account as a backup, click the link in the show notes to sign up for a new Revolut account. It's a win-win situation. You get all the benefits of Revolut, and every time someone signs up, Revolut rewards Podcast Portugal with €40. Revolut, freedom in your pocket. Sign up today and show your support for Podcast Portugal.
It's keeping me from my romance, testing history, the mystery of the century. Stop the train, I'm getting out. Stop the train, I'm getting out.